I may not look that way, but there's probably no other dish on earth that I have eaten more in my life than pizza. So I can definitely feel with our two heroes.
சித்துப்பா இருக்கும் போலடா.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and there are a lot of movies about slums, about poverty, about class and injustice. And rightfully so, because these are topics that need to be addressed. But I can also understand when people say they are not really up to watch something like this. Maybe because they don't want to deal with it and are looking for lighter entertainment, or maybe because they think they know exactly how another one of those films will play out. And I can't really fault them for it, because I feel like I have seen a lot of those so-called misery porn movies myself. But with that being said, this one is no misery porn. It is pretty entertaining and overall just delightful. Kaakkaa Muttai is a 2014 Tamil language comedic drama that was written, directed and also filmed by the newcomer Manikandan. It was produced by Danush and Vidri Maran and the wonderful music was composed by G.V. Prakash Kumar with songs written by Nagarajan Muthukumar. And Kaakkaa Muttai has this nice and catchy little theme that is played again and again. To me it felt a little bit mischievous in a playful and childlike manner, which as it turns out fits perfectly for the world of the movie and more so for our two main protagonists, the two young brothers who are living in a tiny home in the slums of Chennai, together with their mother and grandmother. We actually never learned their real names, only the one they gave to themselves, Kaakkaa Muttai, which is of course also the title of the film. It translates to crow eggs. One is small crow egg and the other one is big crow egg. Since their family has no money to buy chicken eggs, they keep on stealing eggs from crow's nests. Yet when they find 3 eggs in a nest, they only take 2 of them, one for each and one for the crow. They are on the lowest level of the social hierarchy and yet they seem to be much more just than others. Maybe it's their still existing childlike innocence, maybe they are just good at heart. It's just a small gesture but it points to one of the movie's biggest themes, opportunism and how everyone in this system has to look out for themselves. There's also a very clever line in the lyrics of one of the songs later on that asks if the crow changed the color of its eggs to white to be accepted. I guess the original Tamil lyrics are a bit more lyrical than the English translation, but I liked it very much nevertheless. The grandmother also asks what's the big difference between a crow and a chicken and why should people look down on them for eating the crow's eggs when they themselves eat chicken eggs. The grandmother is a wonderful character and the dynamic of the small family really well depicted. It reminded me a little bit of Pata Panchali and the lives of Durga, her little brother Apu and the old lady that lives with them. Of course, Kaakkaa Muttai isn't Pata Panchali and it doesn't want to be. Despite its very real setting, the focus on poverty and growing up in these hard surroundings, and the casting of boys who were really from the slums, it's not quite fitting to call it neorealism. For that it's much too playful and light-hearted in tone, and the story and the way it unfolds is quite dynamic and poignant, and the characters are all grounded in reality, but slightly heightened as well. But let's talk about the story a bit, because it's actually really great. It's super simple and yet it's able to unfold in a surprising manner and it incorporates a lot of different themes, moods and of course wonderful moments. Kaakkaa Muttai is basically a quest to get a slice of pizza. The two brothers are just kids and like all kids they have wishes, and while their mother is doing the best she obviously can't buy them everything they are asking for. In the beginning it's a cell phone they are craving, then it's a TV. But when a new pizza franchise store is opening up right at the outskirts of the slums and they see that delicious looking pizza, it's everything they want and they are trying everything in their power to get it. But I think it's important to notice that they want to get it fair and square. Yes, they are stealing eggs from crow's nests, but they wouldn't steal pizza from a store. They play by the rules of society, even if those rules or the circumstances are highly unfair. They pick up coal that falls off trains and sell it at scrap metal shops every day to support their family and to save up money to buy a single slice of pizza. A crucial aspect of the film is to highlight how different a certain amount of money is to each person, depending on their social status. The pizza cost 300 rupees, which is not much to one of their friends who is far better off than they are, but for them and their family 300 rupees is a huge amount of money. This discrepancy is also shown through the depiction of two side characters and their struggle. Naina, played by Ramesh Tilak, and his friend, played by Yogi Babu, who could be understood as possible future versions of our two protagonists. They are introduced early on and pop up every now and then, before their part in the film gets expanded towards the end. When they try to blackmail the pizza store owner, their idea of what is a lot of money and the sum the owner offers them are extremely different, and how their plot and the quest of our protagonists are intertwined and how everything progresses is done really cleverly. It opens up a lot of important themes, from corruption to media sensationalism and public relations. And those aspects are neatly tied together by this original idea of two young brothers who are craving a pizza. And while the overall tone of the movie is quite uplifting and entertaining, it does get surprisingly tense in the end, and without giving away how it all concludes, I think it's actually a pretty good payoff that stays true to the spirit of the film and that doesn't forget the seriousness that lies under its entertaining depiction of childhood in the slums. But of course, that lively portrayal and the playful energy and fun is the heart and soul of Kaakkaa Muttai. And the young brothers and the filmmaking are wonderful. The names of the two actors are Ramesh and Jay Vignesh, and they have this unique bond that only siblings have. And I think the movie is very good in differentiating between the slightly more mature and aware nature of the older brother and the more innocent and carefree of the younger one. Big Crow Egg is already much more aware about the difference in class and how people are treating them. In a very crucial scene, he won't accept the leftovers of a pizza by their richer friend. Again, they want to get and earn a pizza fair and square and not just take some leftovers like dogs. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is the moment when they got new clothes for themselves. They are so happy, their eyes are glowing, and it's done really beautifully. And of course, it also shows us how privileged we all are, that these young children are so happy just because of some decent clothes. It is a really empowering moment, and as throughout the whole film, the performances of these young boys are great. The other scene that really got to my heart was when their grandmother tries to make them happy with the means they have. Instead of buying an expensive pizza, she tries to make one with her grandkids, and this moment comes back later in a very powerful way. To find happiness and to master everyday life even if the circumstances are hard. You will get that with this movie, and the music and the wonderful songs have a big part in making it this charming, especially the song Sail Sail and the little reoccurring theme. And again, without forgetting about the fact that millions of people are living in horrible circumstances and that we all need to work to make this world a better place. So in German I'd say, Kaakkaa Muttai ist ein kleiner, aber wirklich richtig toller, charmanter und unglaublich liebenswerter Film, der bei aller zugrunde liegender Schwere nicht die kleinen und großen Freuden des Lebens vergisst. I give Kaakkaa Muttai 8 out of 10. It's more like 7.8, but I don't do that.
Tala, sarakende, side is undu. I am waiting.
Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Kaakkaa Muttai. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and are also on Patreon, simply at the Jimmy Cage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.